Welcome back to H-Lot Gaming, and this week we actually have some new leaks instead of my normal This Week in Godforge. I did put out an episode of that, or I will be. I'm not sure at the time of recording if I'll put it out before or after these leaks, because we can put these out Friday morning, which is when I've typically been doing it, but I will put that out again, and that'll usually cover, or not that'll usually cover, that will cover the Tuesday video they post and the podcast. And this is separate. This is actually some leaks they gave us. They did say they're going to give us monthly leaks now. This comes out February 7th. They did give it to us before that. So I don't know if this will count as the February leak or the January leak. So it could be a little bit could be a little bit until we have another leak. But either way, let's dive in and take a look. Obviously, right now, we got Merlin right here, who I said was going to be my favorite based on the concept art. I'm going to stick with that. I do think Anubis looks great. I know a lot of people like Hell as well, but I've always been a Merlin fan in terms of him in games. He's usually been a good character, so I'm digging this. This is the initial file they gave us. Sorry, move the mouse there. It's going to pop up anyways. We'll pause it and take a look at stuff, but they did actually send us an updated texture, so let's take a look at that. A little less detail, a little lower res, but the res could just be the file format too. I can't tell, but maybe the first one was too graphics intensive to be able to get it on as many devices they wanted in terms of mobile devices. Pretty sure even a very old PC could handle this whenever they get their PC client out, but looks pretty good, right? All right, let's take a look at another video. Okay, so there we see the full body. You can see the scrolls, the tattoo on the hand. Okay. All right, here's the staff. I'm just kind of showing these to you real quick, and then we'll go back and take a more in-depth look at the details. Oh, this one's kind of long. 7 seconds. All right, let's take a look at this one. Pause it as it turns. Wait till it starts over so I can pause it right at the beginning. Okay, so what do we got here? You can see the feathers, leather, the shoulder pads, sort of the asymmetrical look. Let's go back. I said when I saw this, it gave me, strong feelings of Radagast the Brown from the Lord of the Rings movie. Or wait, not Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit movies. I like that. I think in the original drawings, they had some like kind of webbing here almost. Seems like they got rid of that. That's fine though. I still like it. And I do like the sort of, I don't know what's going on here. Like, clearly that's a lighting effect. And then this is like purple like this, but like the horn, I don't know what that is. Sort of, is it supposed to be magic or is it supposed to be, sort of an aging or a weathering? If you look here closer to the head, right, it's darker brown. Then you got a little bit right there. Is that like some type of decay almost or something? I'm not sure. Guess we'll know more once we see his bio. You can see a knife on his belt there. Okay. So maybe not 100% magic. Maybe he'll have some type of melee attack as well. All right, let's turn him. Oh, it's hard to see. We'll see probably better in the larger one, but the cuffs, that looks pretty cool. Or I should say the design. Yeah. A potion there, lantern. Huh, is that just a standard lantern or is it something more magical? I guess we'll see. Some pouches. That looks like a book of some sort. Yeah, that's all the way around. Okay, let's take a look at the larger video. Yeah, see, look at that detail on the cuffs. Oh, I didn't see this before, and I missed this on the chest. I wonder if that goes all the way under his belt. That's what it looks like, right? That this is all one piece. That's maybe that's not a separate piece, but on part of his overall robe, just down the middle. Man, I wish I could zoom in on this because look at the. I don't know if that's embroidering or the stitching on the edge of the robe. That's pretty cool. You can see all his scrolls there. Makes sense. You know, the lore of Merlin, the one who possessed a lot of the knowledge. He would, not only did he know magic, but Arthur would go to him for wisdom and guidance, so it makes sense. He's got all these scrolls right there. Yeah, I'm loving this, man. This is gonna be my number one I want to get. And if I get him in the beta and then it takes me forever to get him in the real game, I'm probably just gonna, I don't know, cry very hard. But hey, it is what it is, right? All right, let's turn him some. See if we can see more on his back. Oh, I did notice this too. The tattoo looks sort of like, I can't see. It's hard to tell how small it is, but some sort of Celtic type symbols. Oh yeah, I didn't see that before. Leather. How does that work with the front? Okay, so you can see it start there. So this looks like it's that leather is part of this belt, and then this. Oh, see, but if you see that detail there, that looks like it is something separate that he put on. But how does it attach? Somewhere under his beard? Maybe it's part of. Maybe it attaches to the shoulder pads. I'm not sure. Right? We see the book again. Can't really see more. Don't know what kind of book it would be. If these are scrolls, are there scrolls, spells, or just general knowledge? And then is the book the opposite? So one is general knowledge, one is spells, or maybe neither. Maybe it's just general knowledge for helping. Has the same tattoo on the other hand, it looks like. Yeah, so you can see this a little better now. That looks like stitching, right? See it right there. Oh, okay. So yeah, it is stitching because I was thinking this was flapping, unattached. But if you look at this right here, it looks like they started with the big piece and folded over, and then it was stitched there. So you'd put it on kind of like over your head, like pajamas or something. Okay, let's take a look at the staff again now. So a toad with poison maybe coming out of its mouth. Or I don't even know if you'd call it a toad, but it's a toad-like creature, right? Oh, does it not have back legs? Huh. Doesn't have back legs. So I don't know what the heck that thing is. Maybe we'll see in his bio, but the thing is too, you look at this. Some type of wing with skin in between it almost, I don't think that's supposed to be fabric. Oh, let's see if we can go all the way back. Okay, so that's not part of this. I was thinking that might be feathers on part of this creature, but no, there could still be feathers, but then down here they look like leaves. You see some more of whatever this is, which now that I'm seeing this animal looks very close to its skin, right? So does Merlin have some type of symbiotic relationship with this creature here, that either allows him to use his power, like Merlin uses this creature's power, or he helps Merlin boost his own power of some sort? But if you think, this is natural, right? You have this skin color and texture here, and it kind of, this area is heavily infected with that. Maybe this spine and these sort of wing thing was not here when this creature originally took roost. And then as its power sort of creeps through this staff, these grew out after the hand. Because you see much more pronounced up here and less down here. It's almost like its power or an infection or something. Maybe that's what this purple or pink stuff is. And you see it kind of oozing out, infecting the staff. So is it granting Merlin power and slowly killing him, or maybe not killing him, but consuming him? And where's that taking him? Down a bad path, or is it helping him overall? Is he kind of willing to give up some of his humanity to wield this power? I guess we'll have to see in his bio, right? Oh, some more leaves there, and then more of that sort of scaling or skin, whatever that is, more there too. Yeah, okay. All right, let's take a look. The next one is some animations of some skills. Yeah, so we got, I forget what Simon called it, but I don't know, maybe that makes me feel like after seeing these other ones, 'cause I was like, I don't know, is that empowering them somehow or something? But seeing this actually is some type of defense up, right? It's got to be with the shields. And then there's a heal. So is this a cleanse? Because you would think if this is like a defense up, an attack up would look similar. It'd be some type of weapon maybe. So I'm gonna guess this is like a cleanse of some sort. If you're poisoned, I don't know, fire damage or debuffed in some way, a character will cast this either on you or you can cast it on yourself. And then here's the heal. Let's look at this. Okay, you see like little plus symbols in the swirl coming up. What's that at the bottom? Let's watch. Is it grass? It's hard to tell. It happens so quick, right? It looks like grass. That's kind of cool. So, sort of the healing coming from nature. Interesting. I like that. Let's take a closer look at the defense one as well. Just kind of power coming up from the ground. Okay. So, sort of the opposite of this one. Or I guess these two come from the bottom. This one comes from the top. Interesting. Okay. So I wonder if these are demonstrating more. Well, no, the character thing we saw last week, it looked like someone was using it on themselves and it came from the top. So I don't know if from the bottom or the top indicates some type of use. Like if we could say a heal on a character when they heal themselves will come from the bottom, and then an external ability will come from the top. I don't know if I'm reading too much into that. It could just be literal demonstration to the skills. Yeah, shield, regen, and radiance. Yeah, so obviously that's the shield, that's the regen, and radiance. I'm going to say it's some type of cleanse right now, because I'm going to say some type of attack boost or speed up is going to give us a symbol that's more indicative of what it's doing, like the defense. And then if you look closely, obviously the heals, could you see these little, I don't know if they are sparkles, but they look almost like plus symbols. Like if you think of like old school hospital, like the cross or the sort of red plus on the white background. Maybe I'm reading too much into that, but that's almost what it looks like to me, sort of the hospital type symbol. All right, let's take a look at this next video. So here we got some, I was going to say stages, but no, it looks like the whole campaign. So we can see right now the planned order. Let's take a look at that. So we got Avalon first. Okay. Asgard. That sort of makes sense because these two are two of, well, I guess Olympus is pretty flushed out too. What I was saying, these two are pretty flushed out. I don't remember how you say that, but I don't think there's a ton on that. Aru has some. Don't remember how you say that. There was not very much on that either. Kajiki has a decent amount. Not gonna try and say that either. But the one that's sort of like Aztec, they had a lot of. We've seen a lot of stage info and a decent amount of characters, I guess, but still not as much as some of these ones up here. Jade Empire, we still gotta, or we have quite a few characters for as well. Maybe not, we don't know if they're common, rare, epic, legendary. Although I don't know, have we seen any common or common units yet? I believe we've only seen confirmed rare and up. But I assume they're going to have common and uncommon. I could be wrong about that. And then what do we got here? So the 23 out of 320. Okay. Interesting. So I assume the 23. Let's do a little count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 there that are filled in. Interesting. So what's the 23 out of 320? Because obviously 3 per stage is not 320 total. Maybe it's instead of like raid where we had the rewards per difficulty, to get to the final reward you have to do all difficulties, or maybe the 320 is just the normal total. Oh, yeah, I'm not thinking of this right. Okay. So the 3 stars here doesn't mean 3 out of the 320 because this has X number of stages. We don't know how many stages it has, right? But if it has, I don't know, 7 stages, oh, that wouldn't work because this is 3 stars too. Because this implies to me 100% completion of this stage, right? In normal. And you have 23 total, but you have 3 there as well, and then 1 there. So maybe this 1 star is 3, and then there's... I can't figure this math out because you wouldn't 3 star and have it be like 10 stars each. So 10, 10, 20, and then 1 is 3. So you have 23. That math just wouldn't jive out. So I don't know how many 100% completion indicates here. Interesting. Okay. Then also look at this where it starts. There's a picture later where they show the Godforge is what they're calling it, which I believe is where we'll actually get our heroes. And this looks sort of similar, but not really. So what the heck is this? This is obviously where the game starts, right? Avalon. Asgard. I don't know. Very interesting though, right? What the heck is this? Obviously very pertinent to the main story. See, a lot of stuff is following. So Olympus, that, Aru, Pyramid, Asgard though. We can't really see what's behind that. I'm assuming it's like some type of castle, but why would it be, green? I'd think more almost a snowy, rocky background. Interesting. Okay. I don't know. I'm hung up on this. What the heck is this? And why does it start at Avalon? Does Merlin and King Arthur, are they sort of playing a big part in... Oh, what the hell is this? Oh, that's funny. Saphira got Zeus, legendary. I wonder if they meant to leave that in there. Interesting. Huh. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm really stuck. What is this? It's racking my noodle. It's a real brain teaser, scratcher, whatever the heck the saying is. Look at this. Sort of... It does give you King Arthur vibes, right? But why is that the start? And look at this. What is this weird power? Is that like they were kicked out of Avalon and someone's taken over? Because if you've watched my other videos, I said I think dragons are going to play a big part in this because we've seen lots of different dragon or dragon-like creatures. And the lore or something that's common in lore about dragons is usually they're resistant or immune to magic. So I feel like somebody is using dragons to wage war on the gods, but not just specific gods, all gods. And they're going to have to come together from all these different societies to restore peace or restore order. But let's take a look what we can get. So gold 300. That's interesting because these crystals right here, you assume that's a premium currency, right? And they're both 300. So is gold that valuable? Like one piece of gold is worth a lot more? I wouldn't think so, right? Because, but this symbol is different. So gold, so So that must be a different semi-premium currency used for upgrades or purchasing something, because that is not the same thing here. This looks silver and this is gold, right? And then you got 3,000, roughly 3,300, or not 33, 3,100 gems. So if you got this, can't really tell. Oh, you already have this, so you can get those 300 gems pretty easy. But that kind of makes sense, right? They want to get people going quick so you feel engaged, and then the hard grind comes later to keep you working towards longer term goals. Okay. So 341 energy, so doesn't look like they're going to use a system where you have limited runs per day on stages. I mean, they still could. If you think of sort of like a Marvel Strike Force type game, they have energy for different areas, but they also have, specific stages you can only run a few times because they have like premium bios or just bios. I don't think they're premium, but you can only do it. I believe it's been years since I played the game 3 times. So who knows if they're going to do something like that, but so far pretty standard energy system. We'll have to see how it's implemented, right? These are obviously a summoning crystal. I thought they said they were going to replace this graphic. I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it looked good. So if they leave it, that's fine with me. But I did think in one of the videos, Simon said he thought they were going to update this. But I like it. It's fine if it doesn't change. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay, here we go. This is the updated picture of Merlin they gave us. Shout out to Nicholas there. Apparently he's the main artist of this one. Great work. Let's see what we could see that maybe I missed. Okay, some detailing on the... What would you call this? I guess it's a helmet, right? But it's weird because see, look. I don't know if he put this on over this leather thing that is also attached to the shoulders. I wouldn't think so with this wood here. It's like it's one big giant piece. But if this kind of sits on your head, I don't think you'd be worried about it coming off and then have this part kind of keeping it on as well. But I could be wrong. Maybe that's just how it's sitting. What is this attached to? Because I don't think he had a cape. Let me go back and look at the video. Yeah, he didn't really have a cape. So this appears to just be all part of this one big headpiece together. See some detail in the beard there. Look at these little like tinier braids. Huh, okay. So you have some type of... I believe this is sitting on top of the robe and is all part of this. Like the feathers and the leather is part of this. Same with this side, and is attached to this side by leather. So you put this all on as one piece. That leather underneath there too is part of the shoulder. Okay. I missed that jewel before. I wonder if that's a jewel or just kind of part of this. Like I was talking about, looks like this skin, sort of similar to that frog-like creature that's on top of his staff. So I wonder if that's just like more of it, Merlin taking its power, or using its power, or it's influencing Merlin somehow. I'm not sure. Yeah, so we don't get a full body. You can see the pages there in the book, though. It's a nice attention to detail. Oh, I did miss these packs on the front, just like the back. The dagger handle looks to be wood. Okay. Interesting. Okay, they got a whole big pack of other pictures and stuff we can look at. So let's take a look at that. Okay, here we go. So they made this little pack for us on the 29th. It looks like that sounds about right. I think they gave it to us on the 30th, so they were probably working on finishing it up. What they were going to give us on the day before. I'm sure it was done long before that. Magic Media Mind Walk. Okay. Art Attack. So this is an art attack. Get ready to be bombarded with art, whether you like it or not. Okay. We did see this guy before. This is going to be a giant, I believe is what Asag, day 16 textures. I think by giant he just means it'll be a larger character, because this looks almost more like a Titan character to me, right? Wouldn't you guys say so? So it's missing part of its face, you know? Is that from battle? Is that how it's always looked? Because you look there. Or maybe this is its true face. Okay, I think that's what's going on. I think this is its true face. This sort of lava and stuff. Oop. This is sort of its true face, right? The lava eye, and that's his mouth. And then this, it sort of was wearing over top to be less menacing, look more humanoid, to be less off-putting, perhaps. Okay, that's interesting. So why is that? Like, who's he working with? Has it always been that way? Are they trying to team up with somebody and, like I said, to look less menacing, sort of more humanized, so it's easier to work together? Is this something new? Is it old? I mean, how long have they been missing this part of their sort of face mask here? I wouldn't really call it a helmet, like I'm saying. I think it's just cosmetic. Sort of like, what's that movie called with Orlando Bloom? Last Kingdom of Heaven, where the king is a leper, so he wears a silver mask that looks like a human face. I'm guessing this is sort of something like that, and part of it got destroyed. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Oh, this guy. Oh, what was his name? There it is. Concept art. Perun. Okay. Legendary. I don't know if we knew that was legendary before. And he's from that faction, which I don't remember how to say. And as always, if you want to take a look at this stuff, it's Ragewood usually has it up on his site, so you can go there. Version of the character when he uses weapons, VFX idea, sources of bluish rays and light emitting from his chest and his hands. So emitting from his chest, but is it coming from this, like pendant or clasp? But it's also in his eye. So is it almost, a different civilization's version of Thor in a way? He has some type of natural power, and he's a defender of the people. You see, you got an axe here, big old sword. Yeah, that's the same sword, just with or without the blue. Power, lightning, whatever it is. And you can see those two here, possibly another weapon there. I believe when we saw the back before, those were knives. I don't remember what that is, if that was a smaller axe or a hammer. We see kind of a hammer right there, a knife there. Wooden stakes is what that looks like when it's more drawn out now. And then also his one wrist sort of has spikes, and then his one shoulder does. So I'm still hoping for this guy, different attacks use different weapons or combinations of weapons. Maybe you do, when they do the heavy single target, use both of these or something. And like I was saying, he could do, almost a bleed or a poison attack where he just takes out this knife. Or you can use the stakes with the knife. The hammer could be like a stun. Or I forgot throwing knives too. Yeah, lots of possibilities here. Like I said, I hope the different attacks utilize different weapons, but you can see it a bit more there. Okay, so I looked this up with my excellent research skills, aka Google. I still don't know how you say it. Perun is a Slavic mythological god. He's the highest god of the pantheon and the god of sky, thunder, lightning, storms, rain, law, war, fertility, and oak trees. Okay. So like I was saying before, kind of like another culture's version of Thor. Obviously some of that, but rain also. So it's almost like Storm from the X-Men, and then the god of law and war, and then Ares as well. So he's, like it says, the highest god of the pantheon. So actually more like Zeus, but with the powers of many gods is what it sounds like. Okay. That's cool. That's probably going to be a great champion. Giving Thor a run for his money. Maybe they'll have a run-in in-game for baddest dude around. We'll have to wait and see. Izanagi is a Japanese god and creator of the islands of Japan in the Shinto religion. Okay. Creator of the islands. Okay. And he says he's the current or he's said to be the beginning of the current Japanese imperial family. Okay. Huh, okay. So if he created Japan, he's a creator god. What does that mean? He could heal, creating the earth, so maybe some type of power to damage enemies using the earth. I guess actually let's read this. I did try to zoom in, but some of this stuff, I don't know if it's because they gave it to us in PDF or what, but you see, I can't read that once I zoom in, so not sure we'll be able to read that. Maybe I'll actually put something in our creator chat, see if they can give us a different version of this. But where do we want to start? Okay. A painting, Spring Landscape by that artist there. Kano, not sure how you say that last name. But that's going to go on a sort of part of his. Is this one piece? Yeah, I think it's one piece again. So the bottom half here. Clothing based on 4 elements: fire, sun disk, water. Water references, bottle patterns. Where's that at? Right there, I'm guessing. Okay. Air, cloud patterns. Oh, let's stick with what I got though. Earth, plants, kekemono painting. I think that's how you say that. So you got nature here and here though. Okay. But this looks like water, right? So that's probably the water right there. But then also right there, what did it say? Bottle. That's just nature, but what's... I wouldn't say that looks like air, would you? What are they pointing at here? Bicolor from something plane. I think, was that AWGIHARA? Okay. So that's the Earth. Oh, and then the fan. I can't read this. I don't know what they're referencing there, but that in the center, that's the air. I think I can barely read the word Tonto. So a short knife or shorter sort of sword, not short knife. You know, a giant knife or a short sword, however you want to kind of look at it. Can't read any of that. I'm going to guess that has something to do with fire, sort of looking at this in the pattern, right? That looks like fire. I can't read that, unfortunately, either. So there's the sun. Seen from the back, it's graphically covered, but these are the patterns you can find on the sides. So right there. Okay, so that looks like the wind, right? Air, cloud patterns. That's what that looks like to me. This is without the pants. So you have the sun there. What is this? Similar to this, the nature pattern. Yeah, a swan or a bird of some sort. Okay. Oh, I didn't notice his headpiece before. That's indicative of the sun, wouldn't you say? What are these tabards right here? Okay. So he's sort of a creator god, so, and he's has all the elements, but we do know he has a melee weapon. So yeah, probably a damage dealer of some sort. Although water could be healing as well. Maybe sort of a hybrid unit. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Okay, high poly render. Oh, that looks cool. His jade necklace. I didn't see that. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Interesting. Then the fan in the middle, you can see that a little bit better. Oh, were they pointing at those? Okay, those look like... No, that's not the fan. That's whatever this is. I can't fully read that. Looks almost like moss though in the picture. Some type of plant. And you can see that's a lot more detailed. Okay. Where's his weapon though? We don't see that. I wonder where they're going to put it. Maybe back here. You know, on his waist. We've seen that before in other games and characters like this. So it makes sense that might be where they put it. Maybe he'll just hold it all the time. Okay. Oh, look at that detail in the face. But what did it say? Yeah. High poly render. So probably a little bit lower res when he's in game, but the face still looks good. Oh, and then look at the headpiece, you know. That gives you sun vibes, right? Some type of power. Can we see more? A little bit more of the sort of buckle that was that fan, right? That's what they were pointing at. Man, I wish I could read that. Oh yeah, I don't know how the heck you say that. As you guys have noticed, I am not the best at pronouncing things, so I just haven't attempted it. Okay, so this says it is of Scottish origin, is a fairy creature from Celtic mythology, said to resemble a large black cat with a white spot on its chest. Okay. So obviously the white but not a spot. So they're kind of sticking to that, although, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, still 5 claws. Okay, I was thinking maybe they're doing something crazy there, giving us like a bunch of claws. Believed to be inspired by the Scottish wildcat itself. Believed to be a hybrid between the Scottish wildcats and domestic cats found in Scotland. Okay. Some people believe the cat Sith was a witch or demon in the guise, I think that's how you say that, Guise, of an animal. So essentially disguising itself, a different outward appearance. So some type of magic user, perhaps. I think they said this will be a rare, so that's cool. Also cool to see a non-humanoid type creature that we know we get to have. Okay, so it's interesting. It says the demonic cat myth called Big Ears could be summoned to appear and grant any wish who took part in a ceremony. The ceremony required practitioners to burn bodies of cats over the course of 4 days and nights. Okay, so grants wishes. Again, magic. That's kind of what I was thinking. You got witches granting wishes similar to genies. So, yeah, could be, or not could be. Probably will be some type of magic user, but I don't know, granting wishes. So maybe a buffer, a support character. My initial thoughts by reading the lore and looking at this. Also, this necklace slash armor. Can't really tell. This looks to be in game, so that's a done deal so far. That's a pretty good model, right? Can't tell though. Maybe this version is sort of trapped in this form. Maybe that's what this necklace thing is. It's stuck in this form. If it is, a demon or a witch of some sort, it can't get out. Okay. Next. Yeah, what is this? Some A, B, C, D. Sort of these, sort of a generic character that'll be in the level, or are they different possibilities of the same character? Also, are they have a dagger in their chest? Is that what this is right here? You can't see it in this one, but that right there and there and there, possibly in their chest, Oh, look at that. Long nails. So I think this is a witch creature of some type. So perhaps it's related to this. Maybe it can transform between the two. Or maybe it's a witch of the same faction and then you have some kind of tandem power if you have both of them on the same team. Maybe she's more of a direct damage dealer. And like I said, the granting the wishes. So together you can get some of those kind of co-op type skills. Zoom in on the dagger a little bit. Yeah, that kind of looks like a skull or a face of death, right? Kind of crying blood there, right? Hard to tell in the black and white. There again, right? So maybe some type of undead witch as well. Or a necromancer of sorts, working with that sort of demon cat. Merlin, we saw this. We took a look at it earlier. Still looking great. I think the next one might be Merlin still, yeah. Oh, we can see the full staff now. Interesting, interesting. So you have this crystal at the bottom, and you're seeing some more of this texturing that I was saying maybe it's this creature's undue influence on Merlin, sort of consuming, but you see it down here. Although, if this is a sort of source of power as well and he's trying to get to it, could make sense that he sort of extended it down there to grab some of it and then see how that's purple. And see, the coloring looks very similar to what's coming out of its mouth. And it's, I don't know what the heck these are, pustules or something. And then actually you can see, let me zoom in. You can see on this one, you got the blue and the kind of pink together. So this is mostly blue. And then you got this pink. And then these are pink. So you have this down here that's pink. So if this is a source of power, perhaps whatever this creature is taking the power, or maybe this power is too much for Merlin himself, so he has to use it through the creature. It's some type of conduit. Like I said, it could be either helping or hurting. We're not really sure. Either way, somehow seems to be tied to Merlin's power. Like I said, it'd be kind of cool if maybe some part of the story is this staff didn't have this wing here, and then he kind of takes up residence, it, whatever, and this thing grows out of it, as it draws power from here, it gets stronger, it gets larger. Maybe it does have legs, but it's sort of fat with power now, and you can't see them, and it's stuck on this staff, but it's there to do Merlin's bidding. Or will that be part of the story as well? He doesn't always listen, so you kind of have a skill that gives and takes at the same time. Okay, here we go. This is what I wanted to get to, the in-game stuff. Okay, so passes, probably pretty self-explanatory there, some type of pass, boost, XP, silver, etc. We can see what looks like the account power there, 127.86, but what, like 1,000? Because I doubt it's 127 power, but you never know. Events, so kind of like tournaments and stuff. Sir Henry White, not sure who that is. I think I've heard Simon say something about that before, but I'm not sure who it is. A journal, okay. Quest, self-explanatory. Missions, self-explanatory. Longer term, daily. Battle. I'm gonna guess when you, interesting. Because I was thinking you hit battle and it would go right to the chapter hall, but why would they have those two together? And then also, what's the quest board? How's that different from quest? I think quest board would be similar to missions, and again, two, sort of the same thing. So I guess we'll have to see. But we got chapter hall, market. We know what that'll be. Free. There's sort of pop-ups. Hey, click here, come get the potion. You go into the market, you see what kind of stuff they want you to buy. Wandering merchant. So market, maybe more permanent. Wandering, stuff that rotates more regularly. If we have some type of event coming up, maybe specific type of shards. If they're going to sell shards directly, I don't see why they wouldn't. Maybe the newer deals will come into here, It'll change per event or something. Like I said, quest board seems pretty close to missions. Maybe the quest board is how we kind of unlock those passive skills that can be equipped. I can't remember if he said character-wide or faction-wide. I think it said faction-wide. Simon, that is. So maybe that's related to that. Godforge, kind of looking like Stonehenge. I assume that's where we'll do our summons. Well of the Divine. I'm not sure there. Forge of Wayland, obviously something to do with weapons. We haven't really seen anything with weapons. We got pictures of them, but nothing really explained. So we'll see some pictures, I believe, in the next few slides, but I don't think it reveals too much. But what is Well of the Divine? Because if you're summoning here, right, the game's called Godforge. I assume the Godforge is where you summon things. What's Well of the Divine? Some type of special summons, maybe? But what would you be summoning? Right, because Godforge, making gods, or the forge of the gods. And then Well of the Divine. Divine is also godly. Huh. I am not sure. All right. Shop over here. Interesting, though. So it seems redundant again, unless I'm misreading things. Like special offers. I was thinking sort of wandering merchant market is the shop. Inventory, that makes sense. So obviously we'll have shards, probably weapons in there, potions, maybe XP boost, some sort. Index and heroes. What would be the difference between index and heroes? So hero, maybe index, we can see the skills we get on the quest board. If the quest board is how we get those sort of passive traits that can be added characters or factions, you know? It's kind of, I guess, an index of skills. So here we see the Forge, kind of more fleshed out than this. It'll be interesting to see if this screen in-game is more 2D or 3D, because this drawing is obviously trying to give you more of a 3D feel. The market, right? Also, we know what that is in general, but then the wandering market again is that sort of special deals, time limited. I didn't notice that before the chapter hall, because before this just kind of looked like a castle, but this looks like a church, which kind of makes sense, right? How do you speak to the gods? Through a church. So the chapter hall, you go into the church, you kind of commune with God, and that's how you get to the areas to do specific things for that faction, for those gods, etc. Godforge, like I said, I believe this is just going to be where you summon normal characters. Well of the Divine, I still don't know. Because I wouldn't think they would make a separate sort of summon area just for limited summons. You never know, though. Divine, though. Divine, what could it be? Because, see, this leads me to think we're going to forge weapons or upgrade them here. So why would they have a divine sort of summoning for weapons? But could be. Maybe they have a separate summoning system for weapons, and that's what Well of the Divine is. I'm not sure. That one, let me know down below what you think the Well of Divine could possibly be. Okay, so just more higher definition drawings. Yeah, it's like you can see the brick. It's more fleshed out. Again, chapter hall. Oh, Godforge has changed a good amount, right? More rocks or more pillars around the outside. Oh, and they moved them from the center to the outside. That kind of makes sense. But you still have the smaller stone pieces in the middle, but then you see a path walking up, a clearer path, which makes sense if you remember their kind of initial demo when you kind of zoomed forward and it looked kind of like Thor's hammer smashing down. For the summons, that makes sense. It's kind of where you come up. Well, the divine. Oh, I didn't mention explorations. What is so explorations? Let's think about this. What have they been in other games? There's a few different ways. There's sort of a free roaming, a sort of free roam of existing content, so you actually control how you can walk around in the environment. I would say, based on what we've seen, probably not that. I'm going to say it's probably going to be more like some of those auto missions where you send specific types of heroes to do, not do specific things, but you have specific categories like male, female, creature, human, god. And then the different factions, you have to meet whatever criteria at once, and you send those out. You get back, I don't know, premium currency, energy, silver, who knows. Or maybe you have to manually do something the first time and unlocks it, and then you can send out those auto ones. Let me know what you think. Population, not sure what that would be. We haven't seen that on here. Could population be heroes? Instead of this button, you have click on something there. I don't know what that would be. Population. I mean, I know what the word population means, but I don't know what it means in reference to this game. This does look somewhat like a city. Is there going to be some type of city building aspect to it? Where you support the heroes? I don't know. Very interesting. Main screen, Stonehenge Sanctum, separated elements. Okay, so here we go. Kind of a different layout. Can't really tell. Sir Henry has the same. Oh, I didn't see that. Was that there before? That was. Okay. The different layout. So quest board is here instead of where Divine Wheel is now. So Divine Wheel versus Well of the Divine. So well, you draw something up from it, whereas a wheel, you would turn to do work. Interesting. Okay. So why is that language important? Why do they change it from well to wheel? What is that trying to tell us? But see, you got the forge here, so that makes me think working on weapons, but I would think a wheel, you work on something. Not sure. But again, the market, wandering market, I'm thinking time limited packs, sort of like this special offer here. Did any of this change? Journal, events? I mean, the placement changed, but the things itself did not. Inventory index. We do see, though, telling us we have a new message. It's that just in-game clan. Can you message people? You have to wait and see. Obviously, the shop now will get something free daily, maybe. Guess we'll wait and see, but that's a positive right there, right? Something free to begin, or something free at least at some point. Okay, I just realized this. So this is version 3, so this is actually older. So let me go up. What is that? V? Is there an I there? Is that version 6 maybe? So it's either version 5 or 6. So this is probably closer to the layout. So it is Well of the Divine. So it was Divine Wheel and became Well of the Divine. And like I said, a well, you draw something up from it. You know, obviously water, but this same language is used in other things. You know, a well of power, you're sort of drawing from it. So what would that be? Because this is characters, I believe, the Godforge. So what would you be getting from here? Well of the Divine. So something giving the gods power, but what? Okay, so I believe that's Zeus. Can't remember the name of this guy. That's that one god. What is her name? I don't remember, but sort of a god of love. Okay. Oh, only Aru heroes. So that's how. Okay, so this is separate. Oh, I don't know if we've seen this before. So, bread, whatever that is, maybe combat, universal, and spirit. Kill all enemies, no deaths, 4 heroes. So you have to beat it with less heroes. Okay. And then only Aru to get the purple star. It says campaign Kojiki Realm stage 4. So at least 4 stages per chapter. We can say that safely. What else can we see here? Odin, universal, I guess. I don't know what they're going to call this. Maybe all the gods will be this sort of universal power. So that's interesting. That's flame, but it's blue. So is that sort of a fire element or water? See that there as well. Stars level. The shield doesn't appear to be telling us anything right now. What is this 3 telling us? But I will say, looks like uncommon, common, epic, legendary. I believe that's blue because it's highlighted. So I wouldn't say that's a rare. Oh yeah, you can see it's gold there. So yeah, a legendary. Huh. So maybe it's just common, uncommon, epic. No, I'm pretty sure he said specific characters were rare before. Okay, we have the total team attack power 204. So if this is 204 and this simulated account is level 76, I'm going to guess this is like 127,000. Like there should be a K here for the power. And this is just, you know, each character, what would that be? Close to 40-ish thousand. 40,000, you know, attack power to get you the 204 overall. Okay. We see enter reliquary. We've seen that before. Interesting. Okay. So 10% attack in all battles. Oh, presets. That's interesting. We'll have that right off the bat. That's great. So you can build teams to quickly swap them in and out. Great, great. So this 10% attack. So the shield. How do we tell the sort of aura or buff, right? I assume this will change based on what it's giving, but who's giving it? We can't really tell that right now, right? Probably Zeus is in the lead spot and he's giving the 10% attack in all battles. Although she and Zeus are both from Olympus, I believe. Is it some type of, you have a certain number of characters from a certain faction and you get something? I don't know. All right, that was a lot. That is all we were given, but obviously this video was much longer than my other videos. So let me know down below, what do you think of all this? What are you most looking for? I guess my questions right now would be, I guess we don't have to worry, or wait, population is in this picture, but it's not here or here. So my question would be, what do you think Well of the Divine is going to be? And if this population thing is in there, what do you think that's going to be as well? And how might the quest board differ from quests and missions? I'm thinking that's kind of where you get those traits or skills that can be applied. Not skills, traits, like an attack up, I believe, is the example Simon used. I believe that's where you're going to get that. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. And if you made it this far and you like what I'm doing, if you could throw me a thumbs up and possibly subscribe. I'm still just trying to little itty bitty goal of 1 subscriber a week for now. Sadly, I have been falling short, so I'd like to hear back from you if you're watching and not subscribed. Maybe what you want to see, or if you can just throw me that subscribe, but still tell me what you want to see. I'd appreciate it. And thanks for watching. Bye.